What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Super excited to be here. If you're just joining me for the very first time, this is Forex Trading Academy. And yeah, today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We've actually taken our trades. I took a sell on gold, and then I took a buy initially on GBP/USD, which I later lost. So yeah, today we are going to be doing something. Man, this is crazy. We are still expecting gold has never started selling the way it's supposed to sell. Like gold is still going to drop crazily, like for real. But I'm good. I've been able to secure profits. We wait for the next move tomorrow. So yeah, let's quickly continue what we have today, guys. Super excited to be here, like I said earlier. And for those of you following the account, this is where we are now. Let me show you guys. This is where we are currently on the trading account. Instead from 6,000, we're at 6,112. Okay, so we're at 6,112. That is like how many percent? About almost 2% on the account. Okay, so yeah, decent growth. We are actually applying risk management, a very strict one. Okay, a very strict risk management rule to this particular account. Okay, so let's go ahead and share the live, guys. I'm seeing that most of you have not joined in yet, but let's go ahead and share the live. Let's go ahead and share the live, guys. And I'm going to be doing a trade breakdown right now, okay, of the trade I took on GBP/USD and gold. So I'll be explaining. I'm doing a trade breakdown. Okay, so I have to do a trade breakdown of the trade I took today. I wish, okay, this section is going to be recorded, so I'll be very, very short. I don't want to spend time. Not waste time. I don't waste time. I don't want to spend so much time on this particular section today because I'm not definitely going to be trading. So yeah. All right, guys. So we took 2 trades today, but what happened there was it ended up becoming 3. Okay, we had a little news event that came out today that actually changed the direction of the market. Okay, we had unemployment claim that came out today that just wicked me out on my initial bias, but my bias was still correct, so I had to re-enter again. Though I actually deviated from my rules because my setup was looking very good. Okay, my setup was looking very good. I just had to cheat a little bit. Okay, I had to cheat a little bit by still taking the trade regardless. Okay, so today we are going to be having more of like a psychological talk. not just technical analysis of the chart every single time. Okay. Today we are just going to have more on trade reviews, and we are going to be looking into some trades that we took this week and how we can better perform if we're supposed to take those trades, like the ones we lost, if we're supposed to take those trades in a different way. Okay, we'll just quickly look into them and see what we could have done better. All right, because I believe that as a trader, you should get to a point whereby you are like, you always review your trades. Okay, it's very, very important you review your trades as a trader. Okay, so I don't know, my lights went off. My few lights for my first went off, so I'm going to be using my phone as a few lights so that at least to an extent my face will be bright enough. So you guys should pardon me. I'm going to be using my phone as the few lights so that at least you'll be able to see my face. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's dive in. But first thing first, I'm going to be I can't share my MT5. I don't know. I've not had this fixed. But let me download my statement for this month from my phone and then share it on my screen. I believe that should work. Okay, so I'm going to be opening my I'm going to be sharing my trades. Okay, some sort of like the journal of my trades I took so far. Okay, so we'll be reviewing the account and then we'll be reviewing the trades as well. Okay, we are going to be reviewing the account while as we are reviewing the trades. Okay, so there are some trades we took this week, how they performed, like the overall sentiment on our trading performance this week. Oh, trying to download it. So for those of you that don't really understand what trading is all about, I just did a video, a guide as to what trading is all about. Okay, what you should expect from trading. Okay, it's just some sort of a guide to trading. Yeah, so go ahead, feel free to watch the guide. It's very, very comprehensive. I tried my best to explain what trading is all about and how you can basically start off as a beginner trader. Uh, it's not showing here. So I have to open it in Chrome. Open with Google Chrome. So I believe you all can see my screen. Alright, so this is Fundernext Stellar One. This is the name of the account. And yeah, so we are currently at a 1.8 gain, okay, so far, right, on the account, almost at 2%, like I said. Okay, we had like a 1.88 gain on the account. And then if we look at the max drawdown, is just like 0.53513%. Like the drawdowns are very, very minimal. Okay, these are for the swap. This is for max deposit load, recovery factor. My recovery factor is 0.6. Okay, and then the average trade I take per week is about 29 trades, and then the average time at which I hold my positions, for, on average, initially it was about 3 hours 47 minutes, but it actually dropped to um 3 hours 12 minutes. Okay, so it's still within confinement for day trading. Okay, so I started up this account early this month. Okay, so I started up this account early this month so far. So this is the equity and this is the balance. The current balance is at $6,112.58. Okay, and we started this account just approximately like 10 days ago. Okay, so we started trading this account like 10 days ago. So this is the profits, the swap, the losses, and the commissions. Okay, total. All right, and then these are the trades we've had. We had a couple losing days back to back, and we've had like a couple winning days back to back. Okay, so it shows like a healthy growth in the account. And then let's see the trades we took the most, okay, and where we made our most profits. Okay, so far so good. If you notice well, you see that GPUSD and gold has been in an uptrend because that's what I trade. And you see that I don't use any trade signals. I don't use trade signals, zero. I don't use trading robot on this account, zero. All the trades I took, the 58 trades I took in the past 10 days has been manual trades, okay? Mind you, this 58 trade doesn't mean I had 58 setup. Okay, I could have like 10 setup but multiple positions. Okay, it all counts as trades. Like today now I was supposed to use 0 0.4 and then I ended up using 0.1 like 4 times. Okay, so it's still one trade, but I had multiple positions. So yeah. And then for the long position, we took more long trades on the account rather than short trades because obviously we trade trend based approach. Okay, so we trade based on what the trend is doing. Okay, and the trend on GPUSD has been bullish, other than this very moment where we had today we have a shift in the trend from being bullish to being bearish on gold and on GBP USD. So let's see. So most of my winning days are majorly Tuesday to Friday. Okay, most of my winning days are majorly Tuesday, or when I actively trade the most are majorly Tuesdays to Friday. Okay, so the symbol I trade just gold and GPUSD, and so far so good. My most profitable trades has been on gold. Okay, because I've made a couple of in total I've made like 172 dollars from gold, and then I've lost like $59 from GBP USD. So it's very obvious that gold gives me the most profit on my account. Okay, GBPUSD, I'm currently on drawdown on my GBPUSD trades. Okay, so in total, I've taken a total of 38 trades on gold and then a total of 24 trades on GBPUSD. And then commodities, currency, just GBPUSD and gold. They're all manual trades. Then the profit factor on GBPUSD is 2.5. So for every $1 I risk, I'm looking to make 2.5, and that has always been the approach. Okay, basically I go for like a 2 risk to reward ratio, but definitely in most cases I have my trades run even down to 4 5 risk to reward, but I start securing profits from a 1:2, which has been what transformed my trading. I will say, because initially most times when I wait for price to get to like a 1:5, it end up reversing at like a 1:2. So I looked into it. I said, okay, let me refine my edge to be able to steal or take profits. I call it stealing because I take even when most people don't even know. So I take profits at a 1:2, and then if the trade turns out to be that runner, and then we'll have it run to like a 1:5. So yeah, and then my profit factor on GPUSD is very very low. Okay, because obviously I'm in a drawdown on GPUSD. Okay, so let's see. The drawdown has been like 0.35% of the account. I've not gone below 0.35% on the account. Okay, I've not gone below that. So my average profit, quite though it's still quite low, but it's profitable. All right, so let's quickly. Okay, max consecutive wins. I've had 10 wins consecutively, and then max consecutive loss, I've had 10 loss consecutively. So it's still within range of it's still not bad. Why? Because sometimes it could just be as a result of opening multiple position and then they all count it as a losing trade individual. Oh, one sec, guys. All right, so now let's quickly look at the trades I took individually, like most of them, the ones I can easily identify on the chart. I'm not just gonna because most of the trades I took, I know them. That's just one interesting thing about trading your setup. You should be able to recognize your setup by just looking at it. So this is the trade we took today. What made me take this trade? All right, so I've been trading for like 4 years plus now. Okay, and now this is one of my trading journal. I think this should be one of the first time I'm showing you guys this journal on live. And yeah, if you can see here, it reads, let me read it out to you. It says, I'm a wealth magnet. I accept money as a positive source for good, and money comes to me through multiple sources. I'm a profitable forex trader. And yeah, this was in like 2021 when I wrote those things. Okay, but let me see. I started using this book on this 19th of January 2021. Okay, so most of like what I experienced in trading, I journal them here. Okay, I also have other journals like um I think one is back there, and then some are inside my drawer. Okay, so as a trader, I think it's important to have one of this. All right. There are so many things in here. Trust me, there are so many things. I don't even want to. Risk management. I think I'll start doing a video on. I'll start doing a video from most of these things I wrote back then in 2021. Okay, I'll do some videos on most of the things I wrote back then in 2021. Okay, they are still very very much relevant in today's trading. Like, bless me, they are like the framework of what I know today. If that makes sense to you. All right, so now I've even till now I still write. This was when I was updating my trading journal. This was an observation I made on the 3rd of August 20. This should be 2022 about other blocks. Okay, if you look here, you see personal observation. This is like a personal observation on other blocks. So most of the things I go through, it says here personal observations. The strongest order blocks are the ones on support and resistance level, minor as for day trading. Okay, when trading breakout, the price will always, in most cases, come back to retest the momentum candle in bracket breaker block that broke the consolidation. The best place to put your stop loss is basically the low of the breaker candle, especially if it's in a support or resistance level. Different type of support or resistance: trend lines, psychological levels, moving averages, Fibonacci. And then minor support resistance are basically areas to enter a trade or place stop loss, as the case may be. All right, so most of these things are what I use in my day-to-day trading. Okay, it's not it's not magic. All right, I've traded different styles of trading. I can basically tell you that in my 4 years plus of trading, I've been able to explore the forex market. I'm a self-taught trader, so I learn from my own mistakes, and then I still learn from other people's mistakes. But most of the time, I learn from my own mistake. Okay, so let me just go to the main reason why I got this book today, because I want to show you guys something which I use in trading. Okay, I want to show you guys something which I use in trading. Okay, and it's very very crazy. Okay, this is like 100-day back test for a particular strategy. Okay, these are the outcome. This is October 1st 2024 to February 12th 2025, GBP USD 100 trades backtest for the 15-minute trend. So you can see it here. So I have the day, the time, the risk reward the trade gave, the take profits, the P&L, win, loss, did it come back to Fibonacci, yes or no, SLTP, the average SLTP, close time, and the trend on the 4-hour time frame. So all these things are what I use in getting my data. Okay, all this you are seeing here, they are all my data which I use in trading. Okay, so to an extent I'm able to know my style of trading. Okay, to an extent I'm able to know my style of trading and how I'm able to modify. Okay, how I'm able to modify. This here says my Lamborghini strategy 2025. My Lamborghini strategy. So then this is zone to zone trading. I've tried so many strategies. I've tried pack strategy by Poppy Joe, liquidity are others in the market, either buy or sell others, stop loss or buy zones. Like this is like Poppy Joe's price delivery strategy, and I've learned a whole lot. Okay, so this is price delivery algorithm. In forex market, price movement are not random. The rules of price delivery algorithm: when price reads a high concentration area known as buy side liquidity, it often targets the opposite liquidity range in bracket stop hunt. So this is just like just liquidity concepts. Okay, but what I want to show you guys is what I just drew out today. Okay, what I wrote out today. This is some like the first entry. This is a good strategy for trend continuation. Two trend continuation strategy. The first entry is market structure on the 30 minutes. Break, retest, you understand market structure, higher highs, higher lows. Good. When you see that, you wait for price to come back to the previous broken level and then you get the continuation. Okay. And then another, okay, then for a high probability setup, you want to wait and see if we have a trend line connection at that particular point. If there's a trend line connection at that particular point, it gives more probability that that support or resistance level is going to hold, because traders that trade support and resistance are going to see it. Traders that trade moving average are going to still see it. Traders that trade trend lines are still going to see it. So many confluences at that particular point. Okay, then for trend reversal, especially for early reversals like what happened today on gold, this is like especially what happened today on GPUSD is like a clear example of an early reversal. Okay, I know most people, like, I was waiting for buys. Okay, but if I just simply went with this strategy, I could have gotten in on the sells. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you guys what happened today on GPUSD. And then this for trend reversal, it says we want once we have a change of trend followed by a break of structure, it's not just one break of structure. We are going to have a change of character and a break of structure. So we want to see like some sort of change of character and a break of structure. Then what we do next is After we see a change of character and a break of structure, we use the fib to get the 50% to 61% to 61 percent level and wait for reversal in the direction of the new trend. So that is what happened today on gold and GBP USD. Okay, in most cases we use it to get impulse and move. Okay, the move are in most times always tends up being intense. Okay, so sorry guys, I just ate, so I'm still feeling all good. Okay, so quickly, now this is what I spoke about. Okay, yesterday's trade, which we took on GPUSD, I will break it down to you so you understand. Yesterday's trade was a trade that we took, um, a very very nice trade. Okay, though I had a couple friends that came with their buyers to stress me, but from experience I learned that sticking with your buyers is the best thing that can happen to you as a trader. Okay, the reason why I lost the trade on GBP USD today was because I was in line with someone else's buyers. Okay, I didn't like restructure my own buyers and see. I had to look for a direction in another person's bias, which is very very wrong. Okay, I could have taken these sales from this very point here because that was the point at which I was expecting price to get to. Okay, so but be that as it may, it's still part of trading. It has gone. All right, so yesterday's trade, I saw this trend line break. When price broke out of this trend line, I took my buys from right here, and then my stops were just slightly below this level here. My stops were just slightly below this level, and then I went for a 1 is to 2.10. So this was where I initially started exiting my trade. I had my take profit here. So when price got to that level, it's closed some of the positions. Okay, so I don't know, someone is just beeping me and beeping me and beeping me. So from this level, what happened? Just simple stuff, yeah. Simple stuff. I saw that this bullish impulse here was still maintained. Okay, price didn't break below here. We didn't have a shift in structure. Structure was still properly maintained. Okay, we still had a proper 30-minute structure being bullish on GBP USD, and then we broke out of this trend line. So we had double bullishness. Okay, first being a structural bullishness. Okay, structure being maintained, and then we broke out of a bearish reversal pattern, and then we had this move. Okay, so the news came out yesterday, FOMC, and then pushed price all the way to this level. So from a 1 is to 2, I ended up having like a 1 is to 5, which was really really fantastic. The moment I exited the market, price started tanking and cleared out the stops. So that's one very important thing about following your rules. Okay, like I said, gold is still going to drop. I could have taken another sell here, but I think I'm okay for today. Okay, on average the market will give you like three reasonable setup. Okay, so let's move on. I don't want to spend so much time here. So it is still the same principle of market structure. We have higher highs and higher low formation right here. We had this, price broke it in line with this trend line. Remember this trend line here, in line with this trend line here, we have this, and then we had this. So even if you took your buys from here, you could have had this good movement to the upside. So it's still just basic higher highs, higher low structure that give me the setup in line with the trend line break. So it just solidified the movement that it's going to be bullish. So I had enough confidence to hold on to this trade because of those confirmations. Okay, and then today the rule says what? The rule says then for trend reversals, because most of the times when we expect continuations like this, okay, when we expect continuations like this, because this is from this level here, price change structure. So the moment we broke below here, even from below here, because this is the new higher low, so the moment we broke below here, price shifted structure to being bullish. Okay, but overall here would be from this level here. So the moment we broke below here, we shifted structure to what? Being bearish. Okay, so we shifted structure here to being bearish and also here to being bearish. So majorly this was being the first move. So I used this, I just calculated all this move as just one big move. Okay, and then use my Fibonacci from this level to this level right here. Then I saw price pull back to what? 50% in confluence with this previous level of what? This previous level of support turn resistance. So this level that price respected here, I could have had a very beautiful entry from here. Okay, and then my stop, even if it was at the 61.8, would have been amazing, or just here was okay, and then I will have like a 1 is to, this is like a 1 is to 10 already. So but be that as it may, it's still fine. Okay, so that was how I lost this trade on GPSD, because I was waiting for this bullish impulse to defend itself. Reason because we had this break of structure on the 30-minute time frame right here. Okay, so while trading, especially trying to get a directional bias, you need to ask yourself the place at which you are looking to buy or sell. If you were to take the opposite direction of your trade, how will it look like? Okay, so if I was to take a sell from this place, my stops would just be above here, which would have been very cool for these sells. Okay, so when looking to execute on a trade, ask yourself, if I'm supposed to do the opposite of what I want to do, let's say you want to buy, for example, ask yourself, if I'm supposed to sell, how will the sell setup cook? Okay, these are important things you need to know. If you are supposed to buy, like now, for instance, now I'm supposed to buy from here. Okay, if I was to take a buy from here, instead of me looking to take a buy, I'll ask myself, if sellers came in at this point, where will their stop be? How will the setup look like? Okay, definitely their stops will have to be somewhere around here. Okay, this is a buy. For the sells, if I'm to take my sells, it's going to be something like this. Okay, it's going to be something like this. All right, so these are questions you ask yourself so that you can be in your right cognitive reasoning for technical analysis, which is very vital. Okay, so ask yourself technical questions while analyzing the chart. Okay, that is why it is called technical analysis. You need to be very technical when analyzing the chart. Okay, so also let's look into this. So what I'm expecting on GPUSD will be like this. We took this loss, which is fine. all these are no longer valid. They've done their purpose. Now we have to recalibrate. So what I just have to do is identify this level where price just recently broke out from, which is going to be like the first area I want to see price react to. And then this area is going to be the next area I want to see price react to. Though there's a level here, but I'll do as if I did not see it until price gets to that level. Okay, so I want to see how well price reacts to this level here. Okay, price can decide to come back into this zone, react, and then drop. So that's the level I have marked out for price action to do something. Okay, so if it does something, let me see, is it going to be in line with any Fibonacci level from here? If it's going to be in line with any Fibonacci level from current price. Okay, so we are having the 50% just slightly above it, which is not bad. So it will give us some room for a 1 minute change of structure. So all these things are things you need to put in place when analyzing the chart technically. Because for this setup to hold, the 1 minute has to shift structure first to being bearish properly. Again, for us to have that continuation to the downside. So let's quickly look at gold and see what Mr. Gold is doing. I didn't trade FOMC during gold because every single thing going on with the dollar is not giving me confidence to trade gold. Yesterday, it didn't give me the confidence to trade gold yesterday. The reason because Fed had to cut their interest rate to about 25 base points, which made the dollar weak. But I'm still surprised the post FOMC we're having a stronger dollar. So we might still see some corrections in the coming week. Okay, but let's still follow the trend, the current trend of what's currently happening on gold. Okay, so I have my trend line out on gold. This being the first touch, this being the second touch. Could this be the end of an uptrend for gold? I don't know. Could this be the end of an uptrend for gold? If you know the answer, if this is going to be the end of an uptrend for gold and we are going to see lower pricing on gold, drop it in the comment section. Let me know. Let me know if we're going to see lower pricing on gold. Let me know in the comments. But basically, gold just changed. We had a shift in the trend of gold. So what I'm expecting on gold is after we have this break out of this trend line, basically this trend line is supposed to be here. Why? Because this is the highest point at which price got to. So this is the way it's going to be. Yeah. No, not this, but this, sorry. But this. So we had a break out of this level. And then we had a pullback. Which signifies the end of this trend. Amazing. Okay, so this is like the end of this particular trend line. Let's see if gold can maintain this bearish trend line for a while. Okay, so the same thing I did on gold also. We had this double break of structure from FOMC yesterday. So I just placed my fib, waited for price to get to 50%, and then I went down to like a lower time frame to identify this zone right here, which was just used like a sweep of that particular level. So that's it, guys. Like I said, I don't want to really spend so much time here today. I don't want to spend so much time here today, and yeah. So thank you guys for watching. This is really an amazing one. For those of you that are going to watch this in a later date, pay attention to the strategy I dropped here because it is very, very good, and I use the strategy for gold most of the time. That's how I trade. From all my 4 years of trading, I can gladly tell you guys that this simple strategy, according to the world out there, has been what has made me see that peace and that profitability in trading. So yeah, at least I've been able to coin my strategy. It's just the mental game now that matters. My strategy is like, I can basically tell you my strategy is 100%, and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, sorry guys. All right, so we are back. Sorry, I had a quick call. So just take your time and what there are so many loads of information on this particular live stream. I think I'm going to really save this particular live stream because this is going to be something I would really love to look back and watch time and time again. Okay, so price action is king. For those of you that don't trade price action, you are missing a whole lot. Price action is king. You need to learn how to trade. Read ordinary charts. It's stressful, but it's doable. Learn how to read ordinary charts. That's all that matters. I don't really, the indicators I use here are just moving averages and this fair value gap guy here. And I just use it in placing my stop loss or selecting like high probability areas where I would like my stops to be. That's just it. After that, I'm done. Like after using it. So that's it, guys. This week we had how much have we been able to make this week? This week we've been able to make a couple. a couple dollars. This week we have been able to make a couple dollars. So last week and this week we were able to make like 162.27. Okay, but we lost a few. If you look at the accounts properly, you'll see that we took some losses also. We have wins, we have wins, and then we also have losses. So yeah, that's how a healthy account should look like. And so far, though managing risks is is something that you need to understand that is very stressful managing risk, especially when you are trading with small capital. Especially when you are trading with small capital. Okay, so try manage your risk. It's not easy, but you can do it. Just have a max loss threshold, and plus or minus, just take one more trade after you've hit your loss threshold. For those of you that can't really hold on to, like, try to manage the loss. Okay, just start by taking only one. After you hit your max loss threshold for the day, okay, definitely you should have your calculations for like overall drawdown, and then you have your daily drawdown, and then you have your max personal daily, especially for those of you trading prop accounts. You need to have your max pre-daily drawdown so that you don't hit your overall daily drawdown. So I think it has actually helped me manage my trades. Okay, so after you've had your max personal daily drawdown, if you feel that you still need to execute, just take only one more trade in line with your setup. You understand? In line with your setup, in line with the amount you're supposed to risk, and just take it. It could be lesser so that you can cover up some wins if that happens to be a winning trade. But if that happens to be a losing trade, you know that okay, you need to put in extra work the next day. Okay, now not really extra work, but you know that okay, you are still down below recommended levels. All right, so that's it, guys, for today. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you had fun. Um, thank you for watching.